Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. Today we are in the city of Crater Lake and we are going to be exploring what I think may be one of the best content creator packs. Before we go into that, I want to go over my vision. We are going to be building this off the backside of our Art Deco district, and I think this is very fitting. Art Deco's death led into post-World War II modernism, which we now call mid-century modern. I had the pleasure of living in a city for about 6 months at the beginning of this year that is still very big on this style, Palm Springs. I got to experience a lot of what this content creator pack is about. I'm excited to share my vision with you. Enough talking, let's get started. So what we are going to be doing is building our mid-century modern area off of this mountain. And so what I'm thinking is, I want to do a big plaza right here with some of the mid-century modern assets. I want to do something fun, probably even a little bus stop in there just to kind of tie it all together. But then I want to do a hotel right here, and then we're going to do some office space with some commercial along a pedestrianized street. And then we are going to come in here and use the level terrain tool and create some really cool looks in here. So I want to do a tiered setup similar to what we've done in the past, but I want to make it look a little more natural. So we're not going to do any key walls with this one. I think it's going to be fun. So the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and remove all of the trees in the area. Now what we're going to do is go into the level terrain tool. We will click on it and we want to make it a brush size that's going to make sense for us. So I think we will go about like right here, and I want to create a top. So we are going to use this right here as our top, and I think I'm going to go right there and then make the brush size a little bit smaller. And one of the things you can do whenever working with a hill like this or terrain is to follow these contours. So what I'll do is increase my brush size to the thickness that I want it to be, and then literally just have it curve down and follow this line. And what it's going to do is just make it seem a little more realistic for us rather than just carving out huge like squared off angles. And so we'll come in here, go like this. Let's go ahead and clean up that backside just a little bit. And I think we'll actually probably come back and do something fun off the top of this hill. Maybe do like an observatory or something like that. And then now what I'm going to do is go ahead and basically copy this for the rest of these real quick. So I'm just going to follow the terrain, this little contour line going all the way down. And we're probably going to end up doing like 5 levels, something like that. And then we will end up leveling the bottom terrain out for us to do that plaza and really do some fun stuff. So I ended up creating some spots in here for us to do things like school or create some bigger areas like parks. And so another thing you can do to make this just seem a little more real is to blend it into your mountainside at the end. So we'll literally come over here and just hit that soften terrain tool. What's going to do is blend it into the mountain again so you don't have that kind of rough edge. So I think we're going to end up doing roads on the outside because one of the biggest problems with these is connectivity. So we would still want to provide adequate fire coverage, medical coverage, and all that to the people who live up here. And so we are going to end up putting in those services. Now, the first thing we need to do is jump into our roads. And I want to probably use smaller roads for the majority of this, but let's figure out a couple spots to hook up some bigger roads. So the reason we would want to do bigger roads is to create an entrance for this area. And so it helps to kind of differentiate like, hey, you're, entering in this huge neighborhood complex. And it just really, in my opinion, makes it a little more grand. And it's something that you see in real life as well. So I think that's probably good right there. We are going to do the plaza right here. And I don't really want to wrap this around too much. Let's actually jump into that first. So we're going to go into the districts tab and we will grab our paint pedestrian area tool. And because pedestrian areas and park areas don't match, we have to be careful to not mess up our whole beachfront over there. So we will go all the way around, and we really don't need to do too much more than that. Even this is probably unnecessary. So like if we go like that, that's perfect. We're just going to really use this as the pedestrian area, and the neighborhood is just going to primarily be the mid-century modern homes and neighborhood stuff like that. What I'm thinking, we will jump into the Find It tool, and we are going to hit this little plus sign, and we are going to go all the way down to, actually not all the way down, Required DLC CCP, and then we're going to jump over here and go down to mid-century modern. And what that's going to do is give us a list of all the buildings and assets, props, everything that came with the content creator pack. And one of the reasons I think this may be one of the best is just because how much it gives you, how many buildings, how many homes, all the props. It's really extensive. When I first saw it, I was just blown away by how many assets. It is just fantastic. Like if they did this for Art Deco, or if they did this for modern Japan, or if they did this for even modern city center, like just drop this amount of buildings, which I know modern city center definitely has a lot, but this just seems like a ton. It seems like a lot. And so what we're going to do is grab this mothership, and we need to kind of finagle this around. I'm not sure if it's a bug in the game or what, but it doesn't allow you to place it unless it's in like a park area for some reason. And so we're going to go ahead and move this over here, and then let's jump out of this view, go into move it, and grab this and Control H on this corner. What that's going to do is just give us a nice, yeah, there you go, even terrain for this. So let's go ahead and grab this now. Let's right click out of that. And I want this to be kind of level with this. So our entrance is on this side. So I would want this facing the street. What I'm thinking is we are going to have pedestrian roads go around, but I want it to be parallel with this road. Let's go ahead and jump into a pedestrian road, and we're going to use this small sandstone pedestrian street without trees, and let's turn off snapping, and I want to follow along like right at the edge of that, so probably like right here, and we're going to turn on anarchy so we can fit it in there. Let's go ahead and follow this road, and then it does look like we may need to go just a little bit further up with this building. So if we grab this and just bring it up a smidge, go like right there, let's go ahead and grab this and go into the freeform tool because we want this to kind of follow the road a little bit. We'll go like right here, and then let's go ahead and change our orientation again and have it follow that top one. So we want this to go up, we'll say probably about like right there. Let's go ahead and look at that. It does look like we're just a little too wide on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Move It mod. And we're going to grab all of those using shift. Let's actually get rid of this main building. That would not be good. And so now we can come in here and let's go ahead and connect these up. I want to make sure that they're level. It does look like we're just a little off on that side. So I'm going to come in here and turn on this toggle snapping. What that's going to do is allow me to just go straight. So it doesn't allow you to kind of bend it around. So you don't have to worry about messing it up as much. So then let's go ahead and connect this up. So that actually looks pretty good. It does look like we are a little off on this side again. So let's go ahead and fix that and then have it snap down. And so now we have created our central plaza for this area, and we're going to decorate up around it. And I think this is going to look really fun. So let's go ahead and center this now. And what we're going to do is go into paths, and we're going to go and find the concrete path. Let's connect this up. So I want this to go like right there, and then I want this to go like right there. And then I want this one to connect up straight. So we'll go like that. And then let's do the same thing on this side. So we'll have this go right there and then have this go right there. And then for this side, we'll probably just do 2 paths and then come into the concrete brush and just fill all this in. So we can actually do that real quick. We'll go into find it, go ahead and hit another tab and then come in here and hit brush. And the reason I did that is because I want to keep this tab as our mid-century modern tab. So we'll go in here. Let's go ahead and do a 2x2 concrete brush. Let's turn off broken node detector. We don't need that right now. And we will just go in here and fill this in just to clean up those edges a little bit. And so now we have created our mothership. One of the cool things with this building, at least from what it says, the signage changes based off of its placement. So it says this comes with variable branding per placement. And so I think that means every time you place it, it's going to have a little bit of different color and possibly even a different sign. But I think that's cool. I really like that it changes. I think that is fantastic. And so now what we're going to do is go ahead and go into our pedestrian streets, grab this, and let's go ahead and connect it up right there. And then I want this to kind of be mimicked on either side. So we're going to go like that. And then let's go ahead and try to mimic it on this side as well. We'll go like that. And then let's go into a regular road. We will grab this one with trees just because it looks a little nicer. And we will turn on snapping because we want it to be parallel with this road. And let's go ahead, and it looks like we're not lined up with that road properly. So we'll go like this and go straight. And the reason we're doing this is because we want to still have access. So I think this will actually be the natural barrier for our little plateau right here. So we'll go straight, and then let's have this just dive right in there. Let's upgrade that to a ground piece though. I definitely wouldn't want that to be a bridge piece. What we can do now is go ahead and connect this up right here, or have this turn and connect up, which could be good. So if we go like right here, it looks like it's a little bit further because I want it to be level with that. And then let's connect this up and see how this looks. You know what, that actually doesn't look bad because then it affords us the opportunity to come up here, connect that up, and then let's grab this road, have it mirror this road. So we'll come down here, and we are already on our way. I was kind of hoping we'd get a little bit better of a connection out of that, but I don't think it's the end of the world. What I do want to do is go in here and connect that up to our pedestrian street. Now we have some nice little connections in here. We could possibly even change the orientation of this. Maybe we'll actually get rid of that. That was my original plan, but let's go into a bigger road. So let's go in here, grab this, and let's connect it up in the middle, make it into more of a grand entrance, because then we can come back in here and then do our same little curve off here. Make it, symmetrical, at least a little more symmetrical. It looks like this one's a little off. And so what I'm thinking is, before we move on, I do want to lay down the rest of our pedestrian roads. We are going to have this one go straight, and let's turn on snapping so we can get that angle. Go like this, and then let's go right about there and have it land right here. And so let's go into that freeform tool, and let's have this curve. We'll go like right there, and then let's reconnect that up. And then let's go ahead and check our slopes on this. So if we go into the network multi-tool and go to set slope mode, let's make sure that we're just not all over the place with this. So if we go ahead and hit enter, let's go ahead and do it for this one as well. So we're going to grab those, come all the way down here. You can kind of see there's just a little bit of bumps in here. So if we hit enter, it just levels it all out. It just makes it a lot better for us. And so the reason I did that is because we are going to put a hotel right here. I do have a ton of hotels, and I am currently subscribed to a content creator on Patreon. It is Thomas13TO, and his work is just fantastic. I absolutely love it. And it is something that a lot of people don't realize either. There's a lot of content creators on Patreon that will pump out assets that you can just, subscribe to them and you'll get a whole breadth of assets from them that are just fantastic. And so one of the things I do want to use is this Porta de Palmas, and I don't believe this is on the Steam Workshop. I think it is only available through his Patreon. So if you guys are interested in it, I definitely recommend it. He only charges about $5 a month, but you end up getting a ton of awesome buildings. He releases about one a week or once every couple weeks, which is really cool. And so we will come in here, go ahead and connect this up. And then what I'm thinking is I want to do one more and turn this into a whole little compound. So if we go all the way down here, I hate to do it, but I think if we put one like this, it would even just tie it in better. So let's grab this. We'll turn this a little bit sideways and move it a little more. And then let's grab both of these and shift them down. And then let's grab our pedestrian road, grab this. And the reason I'm doing this is because I really want to split it up. I don't want to just have them all kind of like right next to each other. Let's go ahead and turn on snapping too, so we can get that straight. So if we go like that and then grab our pedestrian road and have this die right there and have this do the same thing, what we create is kind of like a little pedestrianized area right here, which I think looks really awesome. And then what we can do is go ahead and copy that and do a third one right here, a fourth one. I'm tempted to even get rid of that one, but there are compounds like this for hotels, and that's kind of why I wanted to copy it, because a lot of times for hotels, they'll end up being like this one, how we have 4 towers. This would be a huge tourist destination with the Art Deco district and now with the mid-century modern. And so having these here would be a huge benefit for these areas. And so I think these are going to be really good. I do want to kind of just turn this one a little bit more. We're going to end up coming back through here and doing some concrete and stuff and really tying it in. What I do want to do is go ahead and start detailing some of this. So for like these ones down here, we're going to go into find it. We're going to search up planter. So what I want to do is go ahead and use these XL curb planters. And what we're going to do is just create a pattern in here. So we will come across here. Let's go ahead and increase that spacing. We will go all the way up to 16 and hit enter, and then I'm going to go all the way across. I'm going to go ahead and do this for all the areas and just tidy them up, make them a little more centered. Okay, so I ended up doing them on both of these sides, and for some reason we're just getting a weird kind of clipping action over here. I think it's because of this building right here. For some reason, it's just causing the ground to kind of rip up. But what I do want to do is upgrade this road to a bus road. So we're going to go ahead and grab this tool. And initially I wanted to do its own little separate road, but I think this is going to be okay because it's still a pedestrianized road. And then I do need to redraw these in real quick. Okay, and so what I'm thinking is we will go ahead and jump into a big palm tree. And I have some pretty cool plans for this area, so we will go ahead and decrease our brush size and place these down. Let's go ahead and turn on anarchy just to make sure that we can place those down appropriately. Let's go like this, and then we're going to follow that same pattern. So we'll go about every other one on this side and hopefully land in the same position we did. Fantastic. And so I do want to go in and place these little bushes in the middle of the other one. So we're going to go like this all the way down. And we'll do the same thing on this side. And so my idea for this building is to do some hedges all the way around, but then I want to do a couple little patios with decals, some chairs, really tie it in because this is supposed to be a restaurant. But then I want to go into our wall to wall. So we're going to get into this planter tab, go ahead and remove that. Let's go in here to growable. And what I want to grab is these wall to wall commercial buildings. And I really want to use, I believe it's these ones. So if we come in here, let's go ahead and place these down, and I want them to be kind of varying. And these are awesome little buildings in here. Unfortunately, there's only 3 of these, but it really helps to capture a cool look in here because now what we're going to do is grab our move it mod, and we're going to push these in together. We'll go like this, push this one in as well. Do the same thing here. And what we're trying to create here is kind of like a shop front. So we'll go like this, and then let's go ahead and place down a couple more. Go like this all the way down. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in this corner real fast. Okay, and so now what I would like to do is actually fit some bigger buildings off the backside. So if I search up office, go into all, what I'm looking for are these more colorful office buildings. These ones right here. So then what we'll do is go ahead and place these literally right on top of those buildings. And the reason we're doing that is because it's going to help us capture a really fun look. So you see that? I really like the colors in there. And I like that it's got those, shops at the bottom. So this is like a good mixed use. And so I'm going to go ahead and copy that on this side as well. Okay, so now what I want to do is go ahead and detail this up. So I'm going to do concrete around this. Then I'm going to create a couple little patios in here with some hedges. I think I will end up moving this just a little bit forward, possibly even shortening this road a smidge. because I don't like that these are just back to back. I think that that does not look good. And so I'm going to go ahead and get that done real fast, and I will be right back with you guys. Okay, so I went a little crazier than I was initially planning for this. So I ended up doing the little patio that I really wanted to do here, but then I placed a couple of the plazas and promenades, plazas back here. I did shelters for our bus stop with some little road signage, some advertisements, and then a little bus stop kiosk kind of sign telling you probably like when the bus comes and stuff like that. I decided to do fountains on this side, and then I think it really ties this all in together. I used the new benches from the Plazas and Promenades DLC. Then I did hedges all the way around, just some light trees, a couple rocks with some palm trees, and then these planter networks. I decided to then take it a bit further and go back here. Did a little fountain, little planter back here, some planters following the outside of this building, and then for our hotel, I wasn't really sure what to do with this. I wanted to do some tennis courts, and then I wanted to do a little wedding area. So I did a couple little pergolas, and then they would probably just set up some fold-up chairs over here. I did another little shopping center just to kind of fill in the space. Then I did a custom plaza back here with some benches, and you can kind of see I was dealing with some terrain issues back here. I'll have to fix those benches. But then I did some more planters going into the building just to kind of clean it up. This can really help to take your buildings to the next level if you just kind of put a planter in the side of this. And it's a really common method of detailing, but it's something I try to use quite a bit. It just makes it look a lot better. I think this looks really good. I like the whole area. And so now let's go ahead and jump out of this. I want to start working on our residential area. Now that we got this whole bottom section, we can really start focusing on this upper section. So the first thing we need to do is worry about our road layout. And whenever you're dealing with these this terrain, you really need to be careful with it. Anybody who's watched me before knows how I normally deal with this. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So we will come up over here. We're going to follow this all the way across, and I wanted to accentuate those curves, so I really want to curve around them, and then we're going to end up doing some cul-de-sacs and some roads on the outside as well, just to increase that connectivity. And so I do want to leave some space up here too for schools and services like I had said before. All right, so now whenever you reach these slopes, what you want to do is jump into your slope tool. So we'll go in here, we'll go to that slope terrain tool, and we want it to be just a little bit bigger than that. So we'll go like this. We'll have it slope down, and then the idea is we'll have it slope down over here as well. Let's go ahead and do a slope right here. So we'll have this curve up, go like that. And then we're going to create a couple of those. So I want one to be like right here. That's actually a little small of an area. Maybe we'll actually have to just increase this a little bit because that's like really small up there. We would want there to be enough room for homes. I mean, that's really the goal here. And so we will go back into our slope terrain tool. We'll grab this and then come up here, and we want it to be gradual. We don't want it to be like extreme. And then we'll do the same thing over here, but we'll change up directions. We'll go like this, have it slope down. And then we'll do the same thing here. Let's actually have it go from right here. We'll have it go the other direction because I don't want it to feed off of that other one. So we'll come this way, bring it in just a little bit, and then let's go up to the next one. So we could do an entrance right there, or we could just bring this back like that. I think that would probably be better. And then we'll go ahead and go from right here, go down. And then let's do one on the other side as well. So we will come right here, go down, go like that. And you know what? I think that's the top. So we have entrance, 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 entrance. And you know what? I think this is already coming together pretty nicely. And so now I'm going to go ahead and throw in that road layout real quick, and then we will start looking at our services and stuff like that and really kind of tying this all in together. Okay, so we have our connections in, and now what we need to do is go ahead and check our slope. So we're going to go into the network multi-tool into this set slope mode. And we are going to go in here and check all of our slopes to make sure that they are appropriate. Because this is something that even in real life, you would have to follow a certain grade, otherwise there would be restrictions placed. So like even 6.4 degrees, that's really high. That's like a 20% grade. So like semis or really big vehicles, heavy vehicles wouldn't be able to make it up that. It would just be too difficult. They'd end up stopping on the hill and probably having to roll back. And so that's something that we want to try to be mindful of. Now what we're going to do is go into the level terrain tool, and we want to maximize our zoning off of these. We want to clean up those cliffs as well, just to make them look a little bit better. So we're going to come in here and we will right click on the desired height, and then we will come back through here and just clean up that cliff to make it look a little bit better, just more realistic. And this is something that you want to do if you're doing a hillside build like this. You want to maximize your zoning. So I think we're going to do a park back here, and then I think up here we'll go ahead and trim that back. You definitely want to get more zoning on the cliffside. That would be where all the money would be, especially for a developer. Like they would put the road on the inside and then have the zoning on the outside. So like they would even take this out, put that right there, and then come down here, do the same thing, take this out, go like right there. And then that way they can maximize the amount of money they make off of these homes. That's, you know, again, really what this is all about. And so we'll come up here, do the same thing. We'll go ahead and bring this out, and then let's do the same thing here as well. Bring it up to the road. Let's go ahead and bring this out, go like this. Let's bring that out a smidge more as well. And you know what? I think this is probably good. And it's kind of funny. I didn't create access for that top level. That would be kind of important. So I'm actually going to throw that in real quick. And so now what we need to do is figure out what we're going to do with our services. So I'm looking at this area. I'm looking at this area. I think both of those areas would be fantastic. So let's go ahead. I think we're going to choose this area because then we can do a school right there, which would be really good. Or even this area, because this is more in the middle. It would provide some really good coverage. I think that would actually be better. So we are going to jump into our clinic, and let's go ahead and do a road in, and we're just going to use a 1-unit road just because I want to make this into like a little service complex. So we'll go like this. Let's go ahead and turn on snapping so we can get it out. Go like this. And then let's have it go this way and have it go this way. And then let's put in our clinic. And I have some beach fire departments and police departments that I really want to use. I think they're just great buildings. So we'll go ahead and go like that. And then we will go like this as well. I've used these before. These are from that same creator, Thomas13TO. Definitely worth checking out. He actually has these on the Steam Workshop, but I just really like them. I think they fit in well. They're not going to fit in super well with our mid-century modern, but they're going to fit in well with the beach vibe. So maybe they put in these afterwards, you know. And so we do need to do a school as well. Let's go ahead and check our schooling. So our elementary is taking a dive, and it's because we built out this whole area, we built out this whole area, and we really haven't done a school in a while. So we have a high school right here. Let's go ahead and do our elementary off this backside here. This could be interesting because I think we're going to end up doing the new high capacity one, and I think it's going to be a great fit for this area. So if we go ahead and trim that back, and then let's put in a road. So we'll grab this 1-unit road, we'll connect it off that pedestrian street just because we can. Let's go ahead and have it come up this way. Let's turn on freeform so we can have it follow that. So we'll go this way, and then let's connect this up now, go like this. And let's go straight this way as well. We do want to get a little bit of parking in here. So I'm just going to go in here real quick and search up parking, not planter, parking, if I can spell it. I was going to spell parking. So we'll go like this. Let's go ahead and do just 2. I mean, that's good. So now let's go into our education and we are going to use this high capacity one. Let's place that right there. Such a cool building. I really like these a lot. But the good thing about this is now it has, 1,000 students. That's pretty high. That's actually really high. And so what we want to do now is do some playgrounds in here. So we will go in here. Let's search up our regular playground if we can. Why am I unique buildings? Let's go into parks and plazas. We'll go into playgrounds and let's go to small playground. And I had gone into Bob and pretty much removed everything. So we do need to do like some trees and stuff. So we'll come in here. Let's go ahead and decrease that brush size. And we will go all the way around. And we could do some little paths in here as well. I think that could be good. So let's drop in here and let's connect this up right there. Let's connect up this corner and then let's come over here and just do a path as well right there just to kind of make it look a little bit better. So then now let's jump back into our trees and let's fill all this in. On this front side, we will use the young lindens. So we'll go all the way across just to kind of clean this up. I really like these trees. They're great trees. And then let's switch trees now just to capture that more realistic look. Go all the way around and then let's go into some smaller bushes and smaller trees and stuff just to, again, get that kind of, like saplings coming in, seedlings. So now I want to use this sugar maple. I really like this tree. And then what I'm going to do is jump in here and use our bush to accentuate some of these paths real quick. If you're, going to pick up one detailing tip, this is like one of the best ones. Just do some bushes around your paths and stuff. So we'll go like this, then we'll go down. Let's go in. We want to make sure we don't get those bushes on the sidewalk because then people will end up walking through the bushes. But I'm going to go ahead and get this done real quick. Okay, and here is our school compound. It actually looks really good. I like this building a lot. I think it is a fun building. So we have our elementary in. We could do another high school. We have a high school really close, though, with this Cashman High School. And I really don't know if we need to get another one in here. I think that this is probably adequate. Maybe we'll wait to see how many people move in here, and then we'll kind of figure out then. So I do want to do a couple little dog parks. So we'll come in here. Let's go ahead and jump out of the parks and plazas or the leisure tab so that we can see a little bit better. So let's come in here. Let's go like right there. Let's do one. You know what? Let's do a big park right on this edge because this would just be like an overlook, which would be really cool. So we'll go like that. And then let's get back into that dog park and place that down. Let's do another overlook just because this is going to be, like the park to go to. You can see, our seaside resorts here in the back. You can see all the water. Like this would just be really cool. You can see our little mini downtown kind of area, hotel district. And so let's continue on. So we got quite a few parks already. Maybe we'll place one over here. Let's go ahead and go right there. And let's look at our tab and see how many we got. So if we jump into the leisure tab, we can kind of see that we have quite a few parks all the way around. It looks like we could maybe use one over here. So let's do another big one off of this little overlook. Okay, and so now what I want to do is go ahead and create a couple roads off of either side just to increase accessibility to this area a little bit better. It's going to help with safety because if you end up having to, say there's a catastrophe that happens in the neighborhood, you want to be able to have some avenues for people to get out. Let's go ahead and use this standard road with trees. And so we're going to come out here and I want to curve it with the terrain. So we're going to go like this. We're going to begin to curve it down and then come back this way. Let's go ahead and curve it again, come back and go like this and then curve it over here. We can go a little bit further now since we're above that tunnel. Come up like this. We don't want it to connect up right there. We'll go ahead and turn off snapping. So we'll go like this and then let's go ahead and curve it down this way and we'll go like that. Let's go ahead and see how this looks. So I think we can go ahead and fix this a little bit. I just don't like the look of that. So I want to come in here and we're just going to go straight with the road. And then that way what we can do is just curve it in here. Go ahead and curve it down and then go straight in. I feel like this is just going to look a little bit better. Let's go ahead and force ground piece. We'll go like that. Nice. And you know what? That actually does look a little bit better. So that way we can come in here. Let's go ahead and connect these up now. So let's go ahead and connect this one up. Let's go like that. And then let's connect this one up. Go like this. And then let's do the same thing here. And let's go ahead and take a step back and look at this. You know what, that actually looks pretty good. I like the whole little hillside drive kind of vibe. So we will go into set slope mode now, and we're going to come all the way down, and we want to make sure that this isn't crazy. And you can already see there are some crazy distances in there. So now we will level it all out, and you know what, that already looks so much better. So now there's like a little hillside drive. This looks pretty bad, so maybe we could grab this and go ahead and slope that. Let's go ahead and do the same thing over here, grab that, make it a little bit better so that people wouldn't be, climbing up a huge hill just to get on this road. We'll do the same thing there. And then what I'm gonna do is go ahead and copy that on the other side. So I'm just gonna do a road kind of going down back and forth, and then probably connect it up with our couplet down here. All right, so our neighborhood is looking pretty good. So I got the roads in, we got accessibility, we have schools, we have our services. Let's go ahead and place down a library in here. I feel like that would just be a really nice addition for this area. So if we come in here, go to the public library, let's go ahead and place one like right here. And then we'll do some paths around the outside and turn that into a nice little viewing point. I think that that would just be a nice addition for this area. So let's go ahead and paint this all in as a district. And we'll come all the way down. We'll even go up here by the road because I think we're going to do some of the mid-century modern hotels down there. Then we will go all the way back. Let's go ahead and paint all this in. And so what you can do is go ahead and turn on districts, and this is called Green Heights. Let's go ahead and change the name to Mid-Century Luxury. I don't know. Well, yeah, I think that that's good. If you guys want to come up with another fun name, go ahead and let me know. Mid-Century Luxury. Maybe we could have just went Mid-Century. That could have been fun. So yeah, we'll go ahead and change that back. We'll just go Mid-Century, because then we could have just done Art Deco for the other one too. But that's cool. And so we now can go in there and go into themes. And because I have theme manager, I can go ahead and enable theme manager. And then I already created a mid-century theme. But what you do is just go into theme manager and then you type in MCM, which is the mid-century modern, and it will show you all the buildings in here. And so I've actually included them all in this pack. So now all we have to do is go ahead and enable that. And then if we zone this in, it will literally all come in as the mid-century modern buildings. Because I really don't like the way that it looks with them all kind of jumbled in. There are a bunch of different variations of the buildings. So if we go back into our little tab with all of our buildings, you'll kind of see that they come in like waves. So there's a bunch of homes that fit in with each other, like these ones, or like these ones. They're different in style. And so I don't want to have too wide of a variation in the style. Otherwise, I think it makes the neighborhood just end up looking weird. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and actually place them all in. We're not going to get all zoning, but all these little ledges and stuff, I'm going to try to place down some homes. And so I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Okay, and here it is. I went ahead and used two different sets of buildings for the mid-century moderns. I decided to do this one pack off this front side because I really like these buildings. I like that where the pool placements are. And then it even has a couple of these smaller ones with these jicama trees in there. And then I went ahead and did these other ones off the backside. And some of these are actually super realistic. One of the things I remember from Palm Springs is a lot of homes have the pools in the front yard. And I was like, this is kind of weird. It's almost like a courtyard, but then you walk in and the pool's like immediately to the right like this. This one house that I was inside was just like that. And another cool thing about mid-century modern, or at least for Palm Springs, it's a really big snowbird city. And so a lot of the cities actually keep the retro correct theming for the interiors of the houses as well. And so there's a lot of really fun stuff. Like I remember one of the homes I was in had these kind of like chrome blinds, and it was really weird. Like when I first saw it, I would never get it from my house, but I thought it was kind of funny to see that they were keeping with that, original theming of like the 50s and 60s and possibly even the 70s, even though the architecture does shift again from mid-century modern and go into postmodernism, which is more of the vibrant colors and that kind of 70s style. But I think this looks really good. I really enjoy this. I do want to get a couple little hotels off this front side. So if we go in here, go into our mid-century modern, it did come with a couple of these little motels. And so I would love to be able to just fit a couple of these in here if we can. So it looks like maybe if we go like right here, and what I'm thinking is we'll do a whole little stretch of these. So we'll grab this and we will go ahead and turn this just a little bit to the side. But then let's go ahead and copy it, have it go like right here. And we'll have to do a road for that. And then let's go ahead and do one more on this side. So we'll go like this. And then let's get out of copy, go ahead and shift this forward. And what we could actually do is do a parking lot. I think we need to kind of shift that road down. That just looks really bad. I'd rather have this down here than have it up there. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing for this. Another cool thing that these came with is the carports. So let's actually get rid of this. And what we're going to do is go into a 1-unit road, and we will grab the road, come up here. Let's go ahead and extend this out, and then let's have it turn, and then let's have it terminate right there. I do want to straighten this out just a little bit. So if we go like this and then make sure that it is the correct height, it will go like that. Let's go ahead and bump this down as well, just so that we can get it all the same height. I feel like that would be important. And then let's go back into our mid-century modern pack and let's start looking at some of these. So some of these are pretty big. Some of them are standard size. So let's go ahead and place down 3 of these. And let's go ahead and place down 3 across the street and let's see what it looks like. So these are little carports. So anybody who is maybe staying at the hotel or the motel would be able to park in a covered spot. So if it was raining or something, they would have kind of protection. Do you want to get into some more hotels? And I don't know if we're going to be able to do this mid-century modern, though it does look like we can fit a little Rossi's. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to fit. That is a good match. We'll go ahead and put it on the corner there. And then I think we're going to do some beach hotels. So if we go into landmarks, we can kind of see some of the buildings that I have. So we are going to grab this and bring this all the way up. I want to have that road come through. So we're going to grab that. Let's go ahead and make sure that these are all on the correct height because I saw that that one was pretty far down there. So if we grab this, let's go ahead and just do this all the way down. And then that way we can fit in these buildings in a way that they're going to look good rather than just kind of smash them in there. So we'll go ahead and do a parking lot in the middle. We'll place that one right there. And then let's go ahead and do a third one over here. So we'll make this into a whole compound. Put that right there. And then let's place some parking in here. So we're going to go back over here. I want to do those 4x4s. Maybe even if we have a 4x5. I don't think we do though. We have a 2x5. So let's actually do the 2x5s. So we're going to do, we'll get out of this view so we can see this. So if we go like that, if we go all the way down, I want to see how this is going to look because this is something that sometimes you just got to check things out. So you know what, that's not terrible. It doesn't leave any room on the sides to do anything fun. So I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of the ones on the sides. Then we'll go back into Move It, grab all of these holding Shift, and then hit that copy button and come all the way over here. One of the things that copy button does is just saves you so much time. And then let's connect this road up. You know what? It's not really in a great spot. Let's actually put a parking lot right here right next to this little diner. We wouldn't need a ton of parking. It's not the hugest of diners, but maybe if we just do a couple. So if we do those 2x5s, let's go like that and then go like that. I think those 2x5s are actually really nice dimension. So then let's go ahead and line these up because we can. We'll go like this. And then do these ones need to be lined up as well? No, they actually fit in perfectly. Nice. Now I just want to come back through and detail it. But first, before we do any detailing, we do need to do water pipes. I've just been neglecting it this whole time. And then we still need to do a service center for our pedestrian area as well, because otherwise our buildings are not going to get deliveries, which is a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pipes down real quick. All right, and so water pipes in. And so now we do need to do a service center for this area. Maybe even over here, this could be a good little spot for that. So if we go in here and do a 1-unit road, let's go ahead and do like a curve. So we'll have this come up this way, go like this, then come up here and then connect up with that road. Let's go ahead and check that slope because it looks like it is just all over the place. Okay, and so now we can go back into our Parks and Plazas tab, go to this little walk symbol and go all the way to the beginning. And so I would like to get a large pedestrian area. You know, let's get a couple. We'll just do a small one. And so this handles trash and cargo for the area. Let's go ahead and check and see the capacity. So it's not a ton, but honestly, I don't know if we're going to need a ton. We may, but I really don't think so. And so let's go ahead and level out a portion of this. And then I do want to do a fence around and just kind of enclose it from those homes. So if we go like this and then jump into our fences, let's go ahead and do one that will fit in. You know, we're going to do the Park Life one just because it's a pretty good standard fence. So we'll go like this. Let's go ahead and have it go up just a little bit more and then go all the way down. And so we will grab our young lindens, come down here, go ahead and grab this. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and do some bushes around. And then I think I'm going to extend the concrete out and do a couple more containers. Okay, so I ended up doing concrete back here with some containers. I put in a little forklift with some pallets, and then I put in a truck over here. Even though it's parked, it still looks pretty good. And I did trees all the way around, some bushes, just to help kind of tidy it up a little bit. Really like this area. We've definitely done a lot. I'm glad we got some parking down here. We still do have a lot of areas for detailing in this middle section. I haven't really decided what I want to do with that yet. Up here, we had turned it into a plaza, so maybe that's actually the best bet. So if we do something similar here, it could probably look good. Kind of following that metro line, especially now that we're getting a lot of people on this other side. That might be the best bet. We do need to do our bus stop, so let's go ahead and jump into buses. We're going to go to our bus stop guy right there. Perfect. And then I don't even believe we have any buses here yet. We don't. So the goal for this bus line is to do a couple things. We want to give access to the lower section, so we're going to have this come down here. We're going to have it go down into our Art Deco district, and then we're going to have it loop around, and we'll probably have it go both directions. And then I want to do one for the neighborhood as well. We'll probably do like a shuttle. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish this one off and then do it going the opposite direction. Okay, so now we have bus access. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have some good walking access for this area as well. So if we come in here and use the standard park path with trees, what it's going to do is help morph the ground a little bit. so that we can get down here a little bit better. And then that way we can even come into the slope tool, grab our nodes, go up here, and then just hit enter and make it a little bit better. It is still pretty steep, but these are only for people walking or biking, and so it would be doable. I do want to have one come up over here as well, so we will have it go straight and then have it come down here. We'll probably have it wrap around. I think that could be good, and then go like that. Let's do the same thing with that slope tool. So we'll come in here, grab that, grab both of our nodes, and then hit enter. So we have access right there, access right there. Let's go ahead and get one over here as well. So let's go ahead and go this way, have it curve down, follow that cliff a little bit, and then terminate right there. And let's go ahead and do the same thing with the slope mode. So we have walkability right there. We have roads over here, which are used for walkability, which is great. Let's go ahead and do one right here in between these houses. So we have this come up here and then turn down, follow the hillside a little bit, and then go straight and then terminate right there. Let's go ahead and check that slope again. It looks like this one's a little bit better, but you still want to be mindful of this because you don't want to have any crazy kind of slopes in there. It just makes it very unrealistic. So I think for this area, we will end up flattening this out. Let's just do it. You know, there's nothing there. Maybe we could even do just a small bit of commercial in there, just like a neighborhood shop or something, which is, you know, good to have. And so let's go ahead and just place a couple of these down. And then I think for the district, we will actually make it wall to wall. At least now we got a couple little shops in there. We still have some space to be able to do some houses or parks, but overall, I think this build looks really good. And so now what I'm going to do is go ahead and jump into a detailing time lapse. I'm going to do some trees around. I think I'm going to fill in some of these smaller spaces, maybe even do like a plaza or something next to our library. And then probably some more homes right here. I feel like that's definitely missing something. And then look at our paths and everything. Just make it all look good. And then I think I am going to do that park down the middle, similar to what we did in the top section. I think it's just going to look really good, especially with all this here now and a bunch of tourists coming to this area. We want to capture a nice little vibe with that. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump into that, and I will catch you guys on the other side. Okay, so I have finally finished. And so the first thing that I did, I ended up putting in a small little city view back here because I really like these. In Las Vegas, we have a few of these, and I remember going to them when I was young, and they're just really cool. They tend to be like on a hillside like this, and so I did curbs going all the way around with some bushes, and then just some benches and stuff in there, just so that if you go to the library, like maybe you rent out a book, you could just kind of come out here and read and enjoy the view. Did some rocks. I did trees going all the way around, though I decided not to go too crazy with them. I didn't really want to obstruct any views. And so we did already have a fire, but we haven't had any other issues. I did end up doing palm trees going all the way down the roads that are going downhill. I did another rock down here. I did a small commercial center down here. I really wasn't sure what to do with this space, and so I felt like doing some of these wall-to-walls would be fun. And then I did like a little plaza with some more in the back, and then just turned it into a nice area. Did a little parking lot and then some fences going around. Did a tennis court down here and then used some trees to just accentuate those paths. I really like this little condo section. I think this is fun. I did end up doing the same thing basically that we did up top. I did a path with a couple of the purple jicama trees and then the little planter network going around. And then I did also do a retaining wall kind of tennis area up here. I kind of had issues with that corner over there, but this is one of the fun ways that you can really deal with different terrain levels, is using these retaining walls. It definitely is tough. Like you do need a lot of patience when dealing with them. There are some issues, but then I did some light foliage going around just to give the ground texture, and I really think it tied it all in together nicely. I really like this build a lot. We actually did a lot. I really wasn't anticipating building out this much when I first started it. I know I really wanted to do the plaza, and then I knew that I wanted to do the hillside, and I think this was a success. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you enjoyed this episode, you will definitely enjoy the episode on your screen, and thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.